What's happening? Happy New Year. Um, this is an exciting time. I mean, new beginnings, starting fresh. The old has been wiped away. 2023 is gone. 2024 is here. And I have to get used to saying 2024 now. Um,
I have mixed feelings about the whole like the old is gone, the new is coming because it's sort of just an arbitrary time cut, and like there's still stuff from the past that we're working on and dealing with and living through and moving forward. But as far as just if you need that fresh break and you need to move forward, it is a good way to differentiate the time.
Yeah. A lot of people say new year, new you. Guess what? You're the same. You're the same you, but you can take some intentional steps to go towards a more improved you, a more improved Amazon business. And that's one of the things that Rebecca and I are doing right now.
As you can tell,
And
this isn't our normal office
yeah,
setup. We're usually in the office with all the baseball stuff behind us, but
yeah,
we're in somebody else's house right now.
right. And we got into a new atmosphere to kind of get some new ideas going, to plan ahead, to do some goal setting for 2024, for our business and for our personal lives and stuff. And it's been really good. It's been refreshing and it's been inspirational.
Yeah. We've really enjoyed this time. We do this every year. We try to do a retreat every year, at least once a year. Sometimes we do it twice a year. One in the beginning of the summer to just kind of kick off the next half of the year and to get some planning done. And so we really see the value in this for our own personal lives and for our business. We can tell that when we're more intentional, not just about setting goals, but about planning and scheduling, that our business does better and we thrive more in our lives. We're not just hanging on and surviving, but we're thriving. We're able to focus on the things we want to focus on and say no to the things that are not priorities for us because we've done the work up front to plan and to schedule and prioritize. So that's what we've been doing the past few days, and we just wanted to get on and kind of talk a little bit about that and also let you know that the newest episode of the Full-Time FBA show has dropped. We don't want you to miss out on this particular episode because it's episode 221 and we're talking about goal setting. We're talking about setting yourself up for success in the year ahead.
Yeah, if you're curious what Rebecca and I do and what we teach our coaching students about how to create the kind of goals and the plans that you need to actually find the success that you're looking for, we walk through this very simply through this podcast episode. You can listen to it right now, fulltimefba.com/221, or your favorite podcast player. Find the Full-Time FBA show, listen to our latest episode, episode 221, where we walk through our smarter goal strategy and not only just like coming up with dreams, but actually figuring out the steps to actually make those dreams into a reality.
And just to kind of go into a little bit more depth here, we wanted to kind of spend a little bit of time talking about what we've been doing the past few days, if you're at all interested in doing something similar. And I'm sure we'll have a post or something that we'll do at some point later on too. And this is something that we talk about with our coaching clients as well. But we wanted to give you more detail about what we've been doing so that you understand kind of what it is and how it can benefit your own life and your own business. Mostly we're going to be talking about it from a business perspective, but there's a lot of stuff that we apply to other aspects of our life than just our business, because we do have other aspects of our life than just our business. So I've got my little notebook here, so if you see me looking down, that's what I'm looking at. But just to kind of give you an idea of the schedule that we've had the past several days, today's Tuesday, right? Yeah,
Yes.
Tuesday. We're in that kind of time period, Christmas, New Year's, where you don't know what day of the week
What day is it?
Yeah. Today's
Tuesday.
Tuesday, January 2nd.
Yes.
Okay. We got here on Friday, and like Steven said, we drove about an hour to get here, and we got here that afternoon and kind of got settled, and it was really just kind of a chill evening, getting groceries, figuring out what we're going to eat that night and all that. And so that just kind of like gave us some time to decompress and to transition from being at home to being somewhere else, getting set up. We come to this Airbnb every time we do this, if at all possible, because we love this house and we love this place, and it's familiar but not home.
Right.
And so we can set up office here. We know the Wi-Fi is going to work. We know that there's going to be plenty of space for us to spread out. Steven has this spot for his computer. It's a really long table, so I can sit at the other end of the table, or I can go in the living room. Just a space where you've got good Wi-Fi and a good place to work. And if you need to do it at home, you can, but we love to get away from home if at all possible. And then
at home you have everything telling you need to put this away, you need to organize this, you need to watch this. You know, there's just a lot of distractions at home. So if you can get away, try to get away.
Yeah, or the neighbors see that you're home, or your family knows that you're there, or whatever, and so you get interrupted more. But if you go away and put your phone on Do Not Disturb and tell your people, hey, I'm going to be gone for a few days, they take that more seriously than just, I'm at home, don't bother me. So, day 2 was our first full day, Saturday. We spent some time in the morning just kind of slowly waking up and getting going. I like to do yoga, so I did some yoga that morning. We just kind of had like a slow wake up. We don't get up early and get going super fast on these days, because part of this is like a reset so that we can begin the new year well, and a lot of that has to do with getting good sleep. And so we are making sure that we are sleeping in and getting good sleep. We try to get to bed at a decent hour each night too, but it's easier to sleep in than it is to go to bed early sometimes. So get going slow in the morning, and then we had some time where we did some reflection questions. And I had a set of questions that I got from somebody that I follow named Tish Oxenrider, and she sends this out each year, and it's really good. So she sends out a set of questions that are New Year's Eve questions and then New Year's Day questions. You could do this any time of the year and basically just have a looking backwards set of questions and a looking forward set of questions, I think is what it kind of boils down to. So we did the New Year's Eve questions, the looking back questions, that first morning. And it was just a really good way to take a look back at 2023, see how things went, what we were happy with, what we wish we could have done differently, things that we feel like we're strong in right now, things that we need to have some improvement in, both personally and in our business. So it was a really good look back. And then that afternoon, we went to the state park that's near here, and we went on a hike, and it was a lot of fun, great weather. But part of our reason for going on that hike was that we wanted to do some brainstorming. We had some business ideas that we needed to talk through, some related to full-time FBA and some related to our FBA business. And so we set out with some ideas in mind of things that we needed to kind of just talk through. And we had just found that for us, when we go on a walk and talk, whether it's in our neighborhood or going somewhere to walk on a trail, it just opens up the floodgates of creativity. And so we love doing that.
Yeah, we like bouncing stuff off of each other. Like, I don't know about you, but like, you know, like if I'm in the shower, my mind is a chance to like, you know, go places and think about certain things and brainstorm and stuff.
When you're driving, that's another time.
Driving is another good time.
I have a theory about this, that your best ideas come to you when you are not able to write them down.
That's true.
I've always thought when you're on a hike, when you're on a drive, or when you're in the shower, you're going to have a great idea because you don't have pen and paper with you.
Yeah, but when you're out for a walk, I was like, hey, do I need to dictate some things on my phone or whatever?
Yeah, we did that.
And so, we're not going to share like all the cool things that are coming in 2024, but there's some really awesome stuff, some new things, some things we're expanding on for 2024 that should get you really excited as an Amazon seller that we're going to be offering up for you to be a part of.
Yeah, and a lot of that we kind of either came up with or talked through on that hike. And so I'm not saying you have to be into yoga or hiking in order to have a good retreat or good planning time, but it really helps if you can do some things that get you out of like sitting at a desk or doing your normal thing. And even if it's like, I'm going to sit on the couch instead of sitting at my desk to do this planning, that is something that's moving and getting into a different space.
Yeah, or getting your nose out of your phone.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
This so much time can go by and not a whole lot can happen, but like, yeah, when you're out on a walk, on a hike, on a run, whatever, drive, it's an awesome place for ideas to start to come.
Yeah. So that was the first full day. And then the second full day, kind of did the same thing again in the morning, woke up slowly, did some, gentle movement, some yoga and whatnot, kind of got our brains getting active. And then we did the reflection questions looking forward into 2024. And so these are going to be questions that are about, asking yourself things about what you hope to accomplish, what you want to work on, what your priorities are, what kind of books do you want to read this year, what kind of what do you want to work on in your relationships, whether it's your relationship with your partner, your spouse, or with extended family or people outside of your family. How do you want to prioritize serving in your community? And then getting into your business, like what do you want to accomplish in your business? What are your actual goals for your business? I'm just kind of skimming over. There were some really specific questions. I think the ones that stood out to me in that one a lot were like, what kind of skills and was it skills and topics? I think.
Yeah.
What kind of skills and topics do you want to learn and work on in the new year? And that was really kind of eye-opening for us to think about, like, okay, so what do we need to learn in order to do the things that we want to do in our business this year?
Yeah, and then like, what can we do to actually make that into
Yeah.
reality? Is there a book that we need to read? Is there a course we need to take? Is there some mentoring we need to get?
Right.
What do we need to do to actually make that happen?
So that it's not just like, oh, I want to read 100 books and, okay, well, how are you going to accomplish that? Is that realistic? Let's talk through that. And we get into that a little bit in the podcast episode talking about setting smarter goals. And one of the letters in SMARTER, the acronym that we're explaining in that is realistic. Is this a realistic goal for your season in life? It is totally realistic that somebody could read 100 books in a year, not me.
Yeah, so the link again for that, fulltimefba.com/221.
Okay, so that gets us through the first, the morning of the second full day. That afternoon, after we did the reflection questions, we again went on a walk. There's a river in this town, and we were able to go on just a flat, not a hike, but like a flat river walk. And just really peaceful. Again, great weather. The weather's really cooperated for us to do this and be able to have some time outdoors, and just kind of being in a place where we can just kind of talk and think. And so we did a walk, and then we also sat down and did some scheduling. So when I say scheduling, I mean we sat down and charted out 2024, and
Month by month.
month by month, we broke it up into months, and we looked at what are the projects we're wanting to do this year. What are the things that we already know we have on our schedule that are not negotiable that we need to just plan around? So we wrote all those out. And we didn't even really do this on an actual calendar. I just had my notepad and divided it up because we weren't looking at specific days of the week. We were just looking at like the big picture. So we worked through the projects that we are wanting to do, what times of the year make the most sense for that. Steven's wanting to go on a trip with his dad this year, and so we figured out, after we kind of looked at all these other things related to our school schedule for our son and other commitments that we have throughout the year, okay, so when would that trip work well? It just really is something that we've had to do over the last several years in order to get everything in for the year that we want to enjoy and experience. We need to, at the beginning of the year, start that process of just scheduling it out. And a lot of that scheduling was for full-time FBA type projects. And so we were really excited as those things are going to be unfolding over the year to share them with you. And we're really hopeful that it's going to be a way that we can bring you some new resources and some new, just some new support in your FBA business. And we're just really excited about some announcements that we have coming up. So we'll get to those when the time is right, and just know that we've been planning them, and we're really excited that we got to spend that time scheduling it. So that was the second part of day 2, was scheduling. And then yesterday, Monday, New Year's Day, we did not have a big New Year's Eve to do. I think we binge watched The Diplomat. That's what we're doing right now.
Yes.
Our watching right now for our entertainment. So we went to bed early, binge watched The Diplomat. It was super exciting. So then New Year's Day, yesterday, Monday, we had another full day where we were able to work together on some different planning activities. Got up early, not got up early, got up slowly. And then we worked on, again, looking through those projects and that we were talking about and kind of planning out which ones are I going to work on, which ones are Steven going to work on, dividing all that up, thinking through, okay, so how does that fit into, let's make some goals at this point. So this is where we got into the goal setting part and where we kind of started working through, we want to set some goals about different areas of our business and different areas of our life, and how do we make those smarter goals. So we started just kind of like the overarching, here's a list of some goals. That's what we did in the morning. Went through, we came up with 10. This is a number that we kind of hover around each year, more or less 10.
Yeah, we don't stretch, like if we've got 9 solid goals, we don't stretch it to make it 10. And if we get to 10 and there's one more we need, I mean, it's just usually around 10.
And this is 10 goals that include our family, things that we want to do with our kids, because we want to be intentional with our kids. They're older now, and so it's more of like, how do we relate to each other as a parent with an adult child? So we talked through some things related to that and how we wanted to interact with them and be intentional about spending time with them, intentionally spending time with each other. We're doing 50 coffee dates in Steven's 50th trip around the sun. He'll turn 50 in 2024, so on his 49th birthday, we started this 50th year. I have a whole spreadsheet where we're planning it all out and keeping track of 50 coffee shops that we go to for coffee dates in his 50th year. It's 2023, 2024.
Yeah, we've been through about 18 or so in 2023, and so the rest will be in 2024.
And that's just a way that we can do something fun to celebrate his milestone birthday, but also it's a way for us to intentionally connect with one another and have time where we don't just necessarily talk about business, but we talk about life and, stuff like that.
Yeah, and something that's not going to cost us an arm and a leg each time.
Yeah. And then we also had goals around reading, and then business goals. I can't remember. Financial goals. We have some financial goals that we're trying to accomplish in the next few years. And so we needed to look at kind of getting a smaller chunk of that done in 2024. So we've got that. So we just kind of wrote out like a bunch of overarching goals in the morning yesterday. And then in the afternoon, we spent that last afternoon that was our last afternoon. We had 3 full days where we were working together. And so that last afternoon we spent writing out details for those goals, getting into the smarter part of it. We had the goal itself, and then we worked through, okay, how do we make this specific? How do we make it measurable? And so on and so forth. And we went through that for each of those goals, wrote it all out. We have a whole process that we do. We originally learned this idea from Michael Hyatt in his Best Year Ever plan. You might have heard us talk about that in years past. We don't necessarily go through like step by step his program at this point, but we have that just kind of ingrained in our heads from years past. And so we went through that yesterday afternoon, wrote it all out, got it all organized, and we're ready to go. We're ready to just do whatever 2024 brings for us now.
Yeah, we're really excited about 2024, and and one of the things that has gotten us most excited is this process of creating the goals, making the goals into smaller bite-sized chunks that are more achievable, and putting deadlines on it, and just talking about it together. We got our sales goal for our Amazon business. We've got our our business goals for full-time FBA, and we've got personal goals, and it's not just lose weight. That's but that's basically what it is. But it's more specific.
Get healthy.
Yes, get healthy. Yes. And so I'm really excited about what 2024 holds and where we are headed. And we again invite you to join us in creating your own goals and seeing what the process is that we outline in our podcast, fulltimefba.com/221 for our goal setting. You can listen to the podcast. We've got show notes that help break down a lot of these and kind of get you going. Also, it's not too late just because it's the 2nd of January. It's not too late to come up with your goals. It's still plenty of time. we are still at the very beginning of the marathon that will be 2024, and it's time for you to make some steps, make some plans, and get some accountability and follow through with it.
It is not too late, and I will tell you how I know it's not too late. Y'all, what I did last year just kind of blows my mind. I'm very much a scheduled, I like things to be nice and neat type person. And last year I started a new planner in April. I know, I didn't start it in January. I wanted to try out a new planner, and I didn't hear about it until later, and so I started it in April. It was so hard for me not to buy a new planner this January to start in January. I still have 3 months left in this other one, but I'm gonna finish it. And so it's just never too late to start. I'm just saying, I started with that new planner and doing some of my own personal planning and scheduling and goal setting started in April of last year. So you can do this anytime, including January 2nd or 3rd.
Yeah, or January 30th or February 15th. I don't
April.
know. I don't know when you're going to watch this. The best day to start, obviously, what's the old saying? The best day to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best day is right now. So get
that how the
started.
saying goes?
That's close enough.
I don't know. It sounds good. Do it.
Yes. So take some action, and if you want to let us know in the comments what your goals are, leave those goals in the comments. We'll follow up on that, and we want to hear from you.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us today. It's been a lot of fun. We're really excited about the announcements that we have coming up in the months ahead, and we hope that you have a really great 2024 ahead of you as well.
Yeah, and one of the best ways you can also start 2024 is by joining our free workshop. Start on January 22nd of 2024. We are launching our Amazon Income Accelerator workshop. Go to fulltimefba.com/workshop. Sign up. It's free. 5 days of free training where we'll walk you through how to make a full-time income in your Amazon business in 2024 and beyond. And we want you to come and learn from us. So fulltimefba.com/workshop. We'll see you there, right? Right. Good.
All right. Bye.
See you later.